Chest of drawers. Before me stands a timber relic of the life I used to live, a tree I once axed into smaller pieces and carved into boards with a clean-cut edge. I forged the frame from scratch out of the crudest cedar wood. I pounded, hammered, and nailed all the lonely parts together, and I turned it into something on the outside, at least that looked to me, well, pretty good. I sanded down the dents and scars on the outermost layer of its wild, rebel trim. I plugged its dimples in with a putty knife and slathered on a shiny coat of satin-polished skin. I can see my reflection on the outside of this chest when I hover my woolly face above the finish at the perfect angle. When I allow the pure white light to settle down on the surface and rest. When I straighten the ropes in my soul that I followed out in line until they tangled. But I don't do that very often. No, I struggle to see myself as I was made, beautiful before I ever did anything, a beauty never bred to fade. But I let these other voices in, don't I? Do you ever do it too? Do you know what I mean when I say that sometimes I have to steal something from someone before I can stand up straight and face them in a room? I can see all the blemishes, all the dirt-filled pores that have grown in size, but not enough to be seen under a microscope by anyone else's eyes but mine. I can see it all at once, everything I was, all I am now, what I have, or what I might have become, the different shapes and sizes, colors and textures I could have been, and even the other types of trees I could have been cut from. How many sets of drawers could I have forged before with my old white-knuckle will, disciplined myself to bear down in the shadows and my stubbornness to build those secret compartments rolling back smoothly, greased on tiny little wheels into their grooves, locked into place, out of light into dark and out of view. What had I resolved to hide in these compartments, along the walls and at the back of these drawers, underneath my clothing veiled on the bottom near my gym shorts? Under polka-dotted tank tops and cotton white crewneck tees were plastic Ziploc baggies filled with weed, a dime bag or more, maybe a pinch I had stolen from my dad's stash at the time, right above the kitchen cupboard doors not far from the skylight. I always had enough to make me forget, enough to get me to the point where I could finally just say, fuck it. I could make me say I didn't have to worry, that things for me were just not that bad, that I still had 2 parents, good friends, and at least 2 women in mind at a given time who could make me feel half whole when I was sad. While I slept, a sturdy roof still loomed above my head. I had my own car to get me wherever I needed to go. No. There was nothing wrong, I swore to myself, nothing missing, nothing empty, nothing trivial I was chasing after. No one I was looking to who didn't need this same exact thing as me to be free. But I found out later on it was a person I would need. The only one who could give me love, anyone like they deserve to be. In the back on the right, under balled-up socks, emo band tees, and boxer briefs, were Trojan condoms, mixtapes, lip gloss letters stained with teardrops and spotty ink. We used to feel as teens much more than we allow ourselves to now, didn't we? How many innocent girls with big blue eyes, wider smiles, that I have to take down with me into my upscale brand of Walmart sheets. Convince them they should hate me just as much as I did she, the one who packed up my insides into a suitcase and walked out on me. I used to crawl into my closet high at night to record voice journals about how I knew I wanted God in my life, followed by 3 simple words: just not yet. I could smell it in the air, all the pain that I had produced and all the hurt that I induced, how I slithered into the ears of unsuspecting, untrained listeners, used my words to charm my fingers under skirts. I was an ugly man when I was living in the grave, before the ferocity of unnecessary love chopped me to my knees. It quickly brought me all the way down, then slowly lifted me back up out of the weeds. It weighed down on my soul, this burden of responsibility inside, some undefined sweetness that compelled me to apologize and make things right. So I confronted all the ones that I had damaged and impaired, driven by some foreign unction in the center of my heart that unveiled compassion and empathy I didn't even know I had in there. This love found me 7 years ago. It picked me up. And everything came to a head at the surface when that volcano finally began to erupt. So I guess I'll end with this. My timber chest is lovely, even with all of its scars. Because I know they'll always grow back together, no matter how deep, wide, or how far the holes are set apart. I regret nothing, since there's no telling how much love can do with broken wood. I regret nothing because now I have something living inside me, making all my hideous into good.